All right, welcome back to 0.5%. This is episode 18, part 2. This is part of the weekend research video, but I am recording on Monday, May 5th, and I wanted to wait till later in the weekend to post this part, but it just time-wise worked out doing it this afternoon. And I don't think it's a bad thing, because where we were at in part 1 was looking at the three indexes, the Dow Jones, the S&P 500, and the NASDAQ. And where I was going was, let's take a look at what the current setup is, where the moving averages are at, and compare it in the past to similar setups and try to predict where we might be going. So I do have a screenshot that I took yesterday. We were saying at the end of part 1 how for the NASDAQ at least, the daily candlestick was just getting to the 200 moving average, and we saw that the S&P 500 was lagging a little bit, and then the Dow Jones was lagging a little bit more. You can see today we've got the new candlestick here. It's currently 1:23 my time, and we opened lower, but we've been doing progress today, which is kind of interesting. So, well, I guess before I get into that, let's go ahead and compare. When has the chart looked like this in the past? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this screenshot up, but zoom out here and go back in time. So what I'm first looking for is when was the price going under the 200 moving average on the daily. We've got one here, so let's take a look. I think I got to get real close before I open up the screenshot again. All right, here we go. So in this past event, this is the dip that happened in 2022. And so we had something similar. The price hung out at the 200 for like a day or so, dipped under, came back up to the 10 and then the 20, dipped back. This is looking pretty similar. Went outside the Bollinger Band, both cases, came back to the 20, both cases. This one dipped back to the bottom of the Bollinger Band, nonetheless under the 10 period moving average, and then went back up. This recent dip hasn't come down to, or didn't go down to the Bollinger Band, but it has started coming up in a similar fashion. And what happened when it hit the 200 moving average? So if I put my cursor over this, there's this super annoying box that tells me what I'm pointing at. I'm going to keep my cursor just to the right of the days, but we'll see the price jumped up over the 50 back then. And it's similar dates too that kind of all this is going on. So you'll see we're hitting the 200 at the beginning of May. This one hit the 200 in April. But either way, so similar setup here. We have the 200 over the 50, but the blue is in between. My blue is 10 period. The 10 period is between the 50 and the 20. So in comparison, we're right here on March 28th of 2022 in a similar fashion. And what happened? It let the 10 period moving average catch up to it, just hung out at the 200, and then kept going down. So that's not looking ideal for us. How is the MACD during that time? So right there, very similar MACD. In 2022, it had already become positive, but it was just getting ready to turn around again. And at the time, the RSI was also strong. So the reason I wanted to do this is because I'm very much looking forward to throwing down a big chunk of my holdings back into the ETFs to go long and just leaving myself enough to day trade on the side. And I've already started to do some swing trading, which I think is a good sign. Another example, today, I'll go ahead and say I'm predicting we're going to go back down. And that's how I started my day, was in SQQQ, ready to short the day. But it had a dip for a minute and it's gone nothing but back up. I'm going to show you a different period where it's dipped under the 200, but let me go back to today just to show you again what we're looking at. So we're still sitting on the 200, and like I said, it opened lower. I was ready mentally, okay, we're going back down. And that's going to be really hard to do if we keep opening lower and then coming up through the day. It's really deceiving. It's like you're still going down, but then just breathing during the day. And yeah, that's hard to trade. And it made me nervous. So I started with SQQ today. And I'll go over this when the next video that I review my spreadsheet. But I took a $40 loss, I think, around, I don't know, I think around 11 a.m. Or I guess I have TQQQ open, so let's see when that was. See, like, it's still going up. I have recovered quite a bit today. I had about $100 profit somewhere around here. But where I was in SQQ was in the beginning of the day. So I think I had gotten in around here. And you got to imagine, for the inverse, this chart's flipped. So during this run, it looked like it was going up, but I don't know. I didn't know if I had enough that I wanted to take profits yet. And then there was this drop, the reversal of what you're seeing here. And something didn't feel right. Like, just being in the short position and not knowing at any, or knowing at any point in time, some crazy news could come out and fix this entire correction. I don't want to be shorting anymore. I feel like, for me, I'm most comfortable in short positions trading when there's momentum, to do the momentum strategy. But when you see for today how much it's just gone sideways from like 10 a.m. to like pretty much right now, I've been doing more of a dollar cost averaging strategy throughout these horizontal time periods. We had talked about that in a previous episode. And how do I make money in the channels? And for me, it's been easiest doing dollar cost averaging. Don't jump in a large amount. Yeah, because then if it goes down, you're screwed. Even more so if you're in the inverse portfolio, SQQQ. So even though long term I think we're going back down, there's the possibility that there's going to be these drops at night and then coming back up during the day. So day trading, at least during the day, might not work in those in those inverse ETFs. So yeah, so what I'm getting at is, it's kind of hard to explain. I feel mixed about it. I think let's go back to the big chart. Let's take a look. So this is QQQ. Let's take a look at what it's done in the past. I'm going to zoom back out. So yeah, in my gut, I feel like we're going back down. Oh, and perfect. Here we go. So when I made part one, I had gone to the gym and I had seen this on the TV. Hold on, let me move it down so you can see timestamp. Oh, it doesn't. This one doesn't have a timestamp. But maybe it does on the... Yeah, you can see 7:10 a.m. on the TV next to the one I'm looking at. Trump says it's okay if tariffs lead to short-term recession. And I kind of agree with him. I don't mind if we go back down, but right here at the 200 moving average, it's a pivotal point. And let's check out another example when we've dipped under the 200. So this one, I believe this was the COVID one, 2020. How did it recover? So we went under the 200 moving average. Let me pull up that screenshot again to compare. We went under the 200, just like here. And when it came back to the 200, the 50 was never even underneath it. So it recovered quickly. This situation reminds me more of the 2022, where all the moving averages have gone under the 200 and we're touching it again, which makes me think that we're due for something like this again. And how long did that last? An entire year. So maybe in the next upcoming days, there'll be some opportunity to momentum trade in the inverse portfolios, but I've been nervous today. I took that $40 loss, assuming we were going to go down hard this morning, realized there was a reversal, and like, as you can see, I'll pull it back over. It's just gone up. Like, I started playing, I believe, TQQQ right when it crossed back over its 200, and somewhere around here, I made $100, which is really only 60, considering I lost 40. And then throughout this continuous up run that it's still going in, I don't know, I've taken like some $5 to $10 trades, maybe like 3 or 4 times. So overall, I think I'm up like $80 today, but I'm really nervous about holding pro. I don't want to do another swing trade at the moment. But the swing trade, so where is it? I got my Google spreadsheet here. Right here. So it was on May 2nd, but I had bought in on the 1st. Now let's take a look at that real quick. That's TQQ. So I'm going to pull this one back over. And then I think after this, we'll call it. So May 2nd. Fast. There we go. So I had got into this, I believe, around here at 2 o'clock. And it looked pretty good to me. And it came down. I was dollar cost averaging. It went up. I was like, oh, maybe I'm going to take profits. And it came down. I started dollar cost averaging, and it came up. And I was like, this is a lower high than it used to be. Getting close to the end of the day. What do I do? And I backed out to the, I'll just show you on QQQ. I backed out to the day chart. And May 2nd was, or May 1st was here. So you could see we were just above the 50, but there was a little bit more room to run up to the 200. And I believed that was going to happen. So I was like, all right, let me swing trade it. Woke up in the morning, and I think I got out with like, I don't know, another, or it says right here. Let me open up the thing. The spreadsheet. If I got $120, I was going to say 100, 120. A 1.15% swing trade. But I don't think where we're sitting at right now is the right place to do it again. We're still stuck on that 200, and if my assumption's correct, we're looking like this again, which means, yeah, we could go down for like a year or so if it repeats it exactly. But this isn't the same type of event that happened then, nor 2020. So yeah, anything can happen. I am a little bit nervous about being in inverse ETFs at the moment. I had said it like way back in episode 1. Part of this day trading strategy is being in U.S. companies, profitable companies, and worst comes to worst, you mess up a trade, you can swing trade it. You can't do that in inverse. You hold on to that, it's just going to keep going down. So I think I'm going to, just take it a little bit slower through this week, but I do believe we're going to keep going down. Today was an interesting day, and I'll keep some more screenshots of the news coming up. So later this week we can get another review of how things have progressed. But for now, thank you for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.